Tonight, we're taking you inside of the 25th Anniversary Eddie Awards for the moment you've all been waiting for.
The Eddie Award goes to...
Welcome to a new episode of Real School. I'm George Boston. Thanks for joining us. In just moments, we're revealing the 2016 Teacher of the Year. Real School reporter Charlotte Rogers joins us now with the exciting announcement.
George, can you believe that nearly 1,000 people came together for a night dedicated to teachers? Well, we can. And what made the ceremony even better was the big surprise at the end. They had music, and they had plenty of style. Say cheese! Hundreds of teachers, principals, and community members, decked out in their best so they could celebrate the best. Welcome to the 25th Anniversary Eddie Awards. Because this was the silver anniversary, the Jacksonville Public Education Fund pulled out all of the stops. That meant a sit-down dinner, several guest speakers, recognitions, and, of course, entertainment. With a few words of encouragement from outgoing Teacher of the Year, Kifimbo Holloway Parnell.
And tonight, as we congratulate our finalists, we look to you to usher in a new legacy of excellence.
The focus of the ceremony eventually shifted to the final 5 finalists. The crowd watched videos that took us inside of their classrooms, and they also heard from their students.
He is committed to our success.
Ms. Boucher is a great leader.
As the night came to a close, Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Nikolai Viti, took time to praise all educators.
I think all of us would agree that the most important job in our society is that of a teacher.
And then the big moment.
The Eddie Award goes to Kay Hall.
I just was so excited and just thrilled, and I really wanted to honor the teachers of Duval County more than anything else. You know, everybody works so hard, and it's just a wonderful career that we all share.
It was exciting. I started to cry. Mikey and I's eyes were like on fire.
I think there were some really good teachers out there, but I think Miss Park deserved that award the most.
On behalf of all of you who made the decision to become teachers, guidance counselors, coaches, principals, I accept this in your honor. Thank you.
Park is a 3rd grade teacher at Alamacani Elementary School. She's been teaching for 32 years and has actually been at Alamacani ever since it opened. What an honor! For Real School, I'm Charlotte Rogers. Back to you.
What began as an opportunity to discover one Duval Middle School ended in a big surprise for one of our teachers. Welcome to Jefferson Davis Middle School. It's where parents, community members, and business leaders and partners recently participated in a Discover Duval Schools tour. Visitors were first greeted by the principal in the media center. There, students had to share about the school's programs and offerings. Then they were off. Attendees were led on a tour, first visiting the Pittsco STEM Lab. Students were immersed in a variety of hands-on activities, but what they didn't know is that their teacher was about to be surprised. Duval Chief of Schools, Addison Davis, recognized Dominique Standifer as a public education strong teacher. As if this couldn't get any better, AXA advisors also presented Standifer with a gift card to Blackfin Restaurant. Congratulations! For teachers and about teachers. That's what district leaders say is the focus of our next story. The results of the Instructional Culture Insight Survey. Real School anchor Madeline Bryant is here with more. Madeline?
George, I know I wouldn't be here today without the support and guidance of great teachers, and I know the same goes for our entire district. Leaders say surveys like this not only help them retain great educators, but they also help them build and boost morale in our schools.
Has been recently a lot of attention on teacher morale.
In a news conference full of principals, board members, and district leaders, the focus was on teachers.
If our learning environment or if our workplace environment isn't encouraging or it doesn't foster our growth, then we might not be as encouraged to be the best we can be and do the best we can be.
On this day, members of the media gathered to learn the results of the Instructional Culture Insight Survey. Several principals and teachers who used the survey were invited to speak at this news conference.
I have found is that there has been an enormous amount of encouragement throughout the school body.
The survey, which was developed by the New Teacher Project, has been used within the district for the last 3 years.
Everyone can give their opinion, and everyone should give their opinion. But are we using research-based way to track, identify, and hear the voices of teachers and then do something differently about it?
The goal of the survey is to gauge school and district needs. Teachers will respond to statements tied to school culture. Some examples include, my school is committed to improving my instructional practice, I am satisfied with the support I receive at my school for instructional planning, and the expectations for effective teaching are clearly defined at my school.
I am encouraged by the commitment demonstrated by district and school leaders to use the results to own the improvement of school culture in order to boost student achievement.
A total of 6,000 teachers responded to the survey in December. Results showed that in the last 3 years, there have been steady gains in several key areas. That includes instructional vision, curriculum, leadership, and instructional support. In fact, you can see those gains illustrated in these charts.
All those elements come together to create school culture.
Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Nikolai Vidi, says these results are encouraging. He believes they show an increased confidence in our schools. As for these teachers, they say they're happy to know that their voice and their opinions matter.
It's nice to feel appreciated and have our opinions be noted.
These survey results go far beyond just individual schools. Regional superintendents who help oversee principals also use these results to replicate strong practices across the district. For Real School, I'm Madeline Bryant. Back to you.
What do you get when you mix a tasty parfait with an adorable class of VPK students at Lake Forest Elementary? A winning combination. Check out these photos from Miss Erin Jennings' VPK class. These images earned her class a second-place win in the VPK Parfait Presentation Photo Contest. The contest was put on by the Office of Early Learning, which is a part of the Florida Department of Education. In celebration of 10 years of VPK, programs from across the state were asked to submit photographs of class-created parfaits. They were required to use one fresh from Florida food item. Other than that, they could get really creative. Jennings says their winning entry was inspired by a trail mix her class made earlier this school year. Yum! That looks so good. But you know what makes this story even sweeter? Students learned a lot in this experience.
Like I say, a lot of social skills, working together as a team, counting how many oranges, and then just having fun, with the experience of making a parfait. They may not get a chance to cook at home with a parent or guardian, whoever they live with.
As part of their second place win, the class won a gift basket filled with classroom supplies, books, and a set of one-day passes to Florida state parks. What a job well done! One Duval High School is making headlines and shining bright in the national spotlight. It's all thanks to a write-up in a popular online publication. Real School reporter Alex Sobel joins us now with the scoop. Hey, Alex.
George, look no further than the People magazine's website, peoplepets.com. Here, the big story isn't about celebrities or Hollywood. It's about a teacher working with his students to make a big difference in his community.
We're going to cut a piece that's about 2 inches wider than the width and about 2 inches wider than the depth.
That's Mr. Barry Stewart, building construction teacher at Englewood High School. You can see his students are beginning their assignment by marking, measuring, and sawing. They're not simply working on a class project, they're building a solution.
It's a good feeling on the inside, knowing that my work's doing something for the community.
On this day, students in Stewart's class are building feral cat houses. But on other days, you might find the same students building dog houses. The houses they make are distributed by the group Friends of Jacksonville Animals. Friends of Jacksonville Animals then gives the homes to local animal shelters. The shelters then go on to give the homes to pet owners and others who are in need.
We saw there was a need, and there was a need not only from the pet owner's side of it as needing shelter for a pet. It also satisfied a need of ours to have a basic project that kids could work on.
With classes totaling more than 200 students, Stewart is able to work with multiple classes to produce plenty of homes. The impact is so great, they received national recognition in peoplepets.com.
I thought it was a great thing for the high school to get the recognition and also for the kids.
But the benefits of the class don't stop there. Stewart says students are learning important skills through a variety of hands-on projects. They make everything from benches, small tables, toy chests, playhouses, and more.
The math skills that are required, the measuring and the adding and subtracting, the basic measurement, stuff like that, and the basic use of the tools and things like that. I think that's something that they'll carry with them for the rest of their life.
This program has given senior Jonathan Hanks the tools he needs to pursue his dreams.
A lot of teenagers I know are struggling to find a job, and it's good to have a trade because a trade is something you're always going to have. It's going to be with you for life.
2 before right here.
With every nail, every power tool, and every project, Stewart is confident that no matter what his students work on, they'll be prepared for life.
They need kids that they can come in and train who have basic skills for carpentry, masonry, HVAC, plumbing, and electrical. It's something worth getting into, and it's always going to serve a place in society.
In case you were wondering where Mr. Stewart gets all the wood, shingles, and other materials, he tells us it's all donated by local businesses. For Real School, I'm Alex Sobel. Now back to you.
Thanks, Alex. Coming up on Real School, Duval students are using an artist's touch to bring a sense of community and pride to their school. After the break, we're taking you to the Young Men's Leadership Academy at Eugene Butler. Find out how one organization is using a splash of color to make a big impact on students. Plus, they're dribbling their way into our schools. Our cameras are netting all of the action as not one, but 2 basketball teams shoot for literacy success in our schools. Don't change the channel. Real School will be right back.
This journey has been 150 years in the making. Are you ready to make history? Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. You need to focus and work hard every day at everything you do. Together, we will achieve greatness. I promise you all this. Give me 100% and we will win. Who's with me?
Welcome back to Real School. Students in our next story spent a morning trading in their pencils for paintbrushes and working at walls instead of desks. It's part of a new outreach project making its debut at one of our schools. Real School anchor Joel Oliver is here with the details.
George, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and we can easily think of several that speak to the impact of what you're about to see. Creativity, collaboration, community, just to name a few. Meet Nico Holderbaum. She's a local artist, and on this day, she set up shop at the Young Men's Leadership Academy at Eugene Butler Middle School.
The mascot here is the falcon. Just looked up a picture and drew something real quick and did some designs around it.
Even though she's creating the outline, she won't be the one filling it in. That's where these buckets of paint, trays, and paintbrushes come in.
What we're giving the kids an opportunity to do is experience cross-curricular connections, be creative.
This collaboration is a part of Holderbaum's Jack's Kids Mural Festival. It's a Spark Grant project funded by the Cultural Council of Greater Jacksonville and Florida Blue. Out of the Jack's Kids Mural Festival, Holderbaum created an outreach program called Murals for Jack's Youth. Her goal is to travel to different schools with walls just like these, giving students an opportunity to paint.
It's an opportunity to express themselves freely and creatively with no judgment. There's no grading involved. There's nobody telling them that they're doing it wrong or that they need to do it this way or that way or bigger or smaller or brighter or darker. They just get to have fun and do whatever they want.
The Young Men's Leadership Academy is the first school to participate in Holderbaum's outreach. School leaders agree it's an activity that carries much more than just visual appeal.
We really push competition here at the school, but to move away from the competition, the competitive edge, we want to also teach the young men that they've got to be able to work together and work as a team. So this is a collaborative effort, and it also gives them an opportunity to take pride in the school.
It was clear that these students took a liking to the project. And I think it goes without saying, they just plain had fun. As students continued to work together, the final product came to life. Feast your eyes on this Falcon mural. Wow, didn't they do an amazing job?
A lot of our middle schools, especially in our area, may not have long-standing art programs, but this gives kids the opportunity to experience that, interact with a real artist, and to understand that there's other opportunities besides just the things that are taught in school.
Holderbaum says her goal is to be able to visit one new school each month. I have a feeling we'll be seeing more of her and her artwork soon. For Real School, I'm Joel Oliver. Back to you.
Having fun and scoring big were all part of the equation in this next story. More than 500 students, all under one roof, making math count. You're looking at video from the recent Math Counts competition at the University of North Florida. Without a doubt, this was one packed house. Math Counts is a national math competition designed for middle school students. Mathletes from both public and private schools participate, and as you can see, Duval County Public Schools had plenty of representation. Math Counts consists of several rounds of testing and competition, but also includes activities that are just for fun. We caught students participating in the ciphering round, which is a fast-paced problem-solving activity. Students we spoke to say Math Counts isn't just fun, it's also great preparation. A big congratulations goes to all of the Duval County mathletes who participated. 8 of the competition's top 10 students are from Duval, and 4 of our middle schools are advancing to state. They're James Welland Johnson, La Villa, Landon, and Fletcher. Good luck! Dozens of Duval students spent this tax season putting their schools to the test by bringing customers into the classroom. Welcome to the ViStar Academy of Business and Finance at Ribault High School. You just heard from 2 of the 100+ students who were trained and certified as volunteer income tax preparers. You heard that right. These are high school students, ready and able to prepare taxes free of charge. This is thanks to a partnership between the Academy, the Internal Revenue Service, and the United Way of Northeast Florida. Students spent about 8 weeks in training before spending 2 months serving the public. Now, they can say they've helped men and women from all over the community file their taxes and get refunds.
It's been very rewarding. We've had some elderly customers that have been paying hundreds of dollars every year just for a basic return, and they were so surprised that we could offer this service for free. Again, they were apprehensive because these were student volunteers, but at the end of the day, the kids did a great job, and I think so far we've had all satisfied customers.
Talk about getting some real-world experience. These students not only learned how to prepare taxes, they also learned how to be greeters, perform quality control, and of course, learn great customer service skills. Books and basketball. You may not think the two have anything in common, but as Real School reporter Molly Kirkwood shows us, some local celebrities are proving the two actually go hand in hand.
George, we're talking 2 elementary schools and 2 basketball teams, and one big similarity, a love of reading. Whether they were dancing on stage or getting high fives down the hall, we experienced twice as fun when these 2 schools were visited by super talented basketball players. Let's start at Alamacani Elementary School. Our cameras were rolling as the entire University of South Carolina women's basketball team made their entrance and joined students in the media center.
Wake up, Alamacani!
As students rolled out their morning messages, they were joined by an extra set of hosts. Check them out with Principal Kathy Stalls. The Gamecocks were in town as a part of the SEC tournament, which they won, by the way. But students scored much more than a visit. They netted some books, 100 of them to be exact. Coach Staley's organization, Inner Soul, donated this collection of riveting reads and fun stories. What an amazing gift. And it doesn't hurt students also got these nifty posters. Before leaving, the team got high-fived in the hallway by hundreds of stoked students. Now that's what I'm talking about. One big slam dunk visit. Okay, now we're off to Twin Lakes Academy Elementary School. You could say these visitors were huge, towering, even larger than life. I'm talking about the Jacksonville Giants. What brought them to this school is their Books for Baskets program. Players say they visit schools to remind students that no matter what you do in life, you always need to read.
We're driving, reading contracts, reading the menu at home, reading at the restaurant is very important. Every day, every second you have to read.
A lot of us don't have agents, so we have to be able to interpret our own contracts. So, if you can't interpret or comprehend your contract, then you can't sign it.
Students had a chance to share some of their favorite book titles and also hear some fun stories from the players.
We get a chance to just spread the knowledge that we all have, that we all been through.
But for these players, it wouldn't have been an assembly without a grand finale. This one involved getting all of the teachers up to the front for a fun dance. I'd say between these Giants and these Gamecocks, our students no doubt have a new and fun appreciation for good books.
Everybody didn't get people come out telling them about reading and all that, so it's very important.
And guess what, George? Each student and staff member at Twin Lakes Elementary got a free t-shirt and free Giants tickets for their entire family. That's what I call a game-winning play. For Real School, I'm Molly Kirkwood. Back to you.
Thanks, Molly. Coming up on Real School, from school safety to the code of conduct, we're taking a closer look in a special one-on-one interview. After the break, we're speaking with Mike McCulley, Head of Student Discipline and Support Services. It's an interview you don't want to miss. Keep it here. Real School will be right back.
When I read, I shoot for the stars. As an astronaut aboard a spaceship. When I read, I learn ways I can keep my dog healthy, just like a veterinarian. When I read, I'm a firefighter who great who saves the day. When I read, my career is clear for takeoff as a pilot. The sky's the limit.
VPK students develop literacy skills needed to become better readers. For a complete list of the Duval County Public Schools that offer VPK, go to duvalschools.org or call us at 904-390-2877.
Developing the whole child is a top priority in Duval County Public Schools. Part of that strategy includes encouraging positive behavior and keeping our schools safe. Real School anchor Desiree Miller joins us now with a special one-on-one interview.
Thanks, George. I'm joined by Mike McCauley with School Climate and Support Services. Thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.
Good, okay. What would you say is your department's overall mission, and why is this so important to our schools and students?
Oh gosh. Well, staying true to the superintendent's overall vision for supporting the whole child, we have to kind of look beyond just teaching reading and mathematics, but also just helping kids develop who they are socially and interpersonally. So our office tries to take that vision and basically support schools in the creation and maintenance of safe environments for learning for both the teacher and the student, so everybody is able to sort of participate in the process and gain from that experience. The idea of being safe and secure, respectful toward one another, these are things that we really have to work on and help students understand what that means and negotiate that in a learning environment. So our office is all about supporting schools and meeting those goals, however they might be expressed for each of the individual buildings.
Let's talk about safety in our schools. What are some ways your department continues to work with schools to ensure their safety?
Well, our role is, again, to help support what teachers are doing in classrooms, particularly around the development of instructional strategies and the interactions and the engagement that they have with students. Those relationships are so powerful and robust in a learning environment. In order to do that successfully, one thing we've discovered is that we get to work collaboratively with a lot of departments within the district. So we work closely with the emergency preparedness office so that schools understand what can we do in the event of a crisis. We work closely with the school counseling office and understand those dynamics and what those folks on the school campuses do to help support students overall. We work with the content specialists that go in and help teachers just really become strong in their content areas. I heard you talking earlier about some of your teachers, and so they're really good at what they do, and they're always looking for new ideas, and our office is charged with helping to coordinate some of that and be a collaborative partner with all of the departments in making the environment a place where kids can learn, teachers can teach, and everybody benefits from it.
You've done a lot of work with district's code of conduct. Why is that so important, and do parents and students really know about it?
Well, yes, we have done a lot of work over the last couple of years. Have you read the Code of Student Conduct?
5% of it.
Yeah, a little. You've glanced over it. That's important. The Code of Conduct is basically that document that helps to define the kinds of behaviors we expect of students in the learning environment, in an educational setting. We understand that how kids behave at school can be very different than the way they behave at home, in their neighborhood, visiting grandma, whatever the setting may be. We're trying to create a document that helps guide some behaviors and for us as adults in the equation to kind of understand that behaviors are what they are, that we always try to honor the student, but not necessarily the behavior, depending on what it is. And the Code of Student Conduct really allows us to put that in writing and give some guidance to it. What I really like about our Code of Student Conduct now, over the last couple of years, with the superintendent's vision and sort of looking at the bigger picture, we've shifted a little bit from consequences, sort of discipline, where we still have those elements. So we do have suspension and detention and those kinds of things because they're an important part of it. But just as important, if not more so, we've included a lot of intervention strategies. So when kids behave a certain way, it may be, let's understand the behavior, try to understand it anyway, and put an intervention in place to help them learn from it. So the Code of Student Conduct has taken a shift more toward what can we do to help change behavior as opposed to simply just disciplining behavior. It gives the teachers some more tools to work with in the classroom so that it's not a matter of constantly getting frustrated with a student or otherwise wanting to remove them from the learning environment, because most teachers I know, they want to keep kids in their seats and they want them engaged in learning.
Thanks for being with us today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
You can learn more by going on duvalschools.org. For Real School, I'm Desiree Miller. Back to you, George.
Thanks, Desiree, and thanks for watching this episode of Real School. We'll be back next month when a new episode premieres Sunday, May 1st at 6 p.m. right here on the CW. In the meantime, be sure to keep up with us at duvalschools.org. Till next time, have a great day. But the coffee there is gas station coffee.
Of course it is.
Super average. I mean,